This is How to Souls. My name is Rach, and welcome back to our Elden Ring walkthrough. It's going to be a little short one today. We've just got like the rest of our shopping list to get, basically. Should have probably done all this in the intro in the last episode, but like it was already like the raw file was like 2 hours long, and that was a bit intimidating for me, so I just sort of cut it off when I did. But just a quick one, we've got a few more things left to get. So, to summarise, in the last episode, we ended up with our Bloodhound Fang, which is a weapon which I'm planning on carrying me/us quite far until we beat a boss called Rykard. We're going to go like kind of like Pyromancer, melee kind of hybrid, which I think hybrid builds are really, really powerful in this game. Just having a couple of options for what you can do against bosses who have different resistances is always a good idea. So that's the plan. We got various upgrades. We ended up with the spirit wolves. We also have the jellyfish. More on that later. At the minute, we're just rocking the Fingers Heirloom +1. That's going to change. All this is going to change eventually. But a few more things in the intro. We're going to go and grab a spell called Flame Grant Me Strength. That's going to buff our fire damage and also physical damage. It's going to be good for like the whole playthrough pretty much, so we're going to go and grab that. We're also going to grab maybe a slightly better talisman, maybe one that's going to... And then when we're all like set and done, we're going to call it on this episode, and then the next episode we're going to start doing actual dungeons and actual bosses. Yeah, so if that sounds good to you, it sounds good to me. I guess you could sort of think of this as a little like buffer filler episode. But you know what? In this game, it's got to be done. It's got to be done. First thing that could be quite good to do, like Flame Grant Me Strength, right? Yeah, so that's a pyromancy. It requires 15 faith to use, and in the last episode we leveled up our faith to 16, so it's all very well. We're all very good. This is found from Fort Gale, which is here. It's this one here. So we're going to go and grab that. Now the best way for us to do this is, oh god, it's a bit of a run. It is a bit of a run, but it's a run that has not really that much happening. Basically, we're going to go all the way from Stormhill Shack, along, across the bridge, through this this boss here we're going to completely ignore. We're not doing any bosses until we are, like, strong enough to do them. We're going to just follow the road all the way down, through Caelid, and then south. And along the way, we're going to be picking up multiple graces that are going to give us multiple teleport points, along the way. So it's a long road, but it's worth doing because there's a number of notable locations along the way. So that's what we're doing. There's a place around about here that I'm going to point out when we get there. But yeah, let's just, sorry, enough nattering. Let's just go. It's been a weird day today. So our road is literally just east. It's this road here. It doesn't really look like a road. Kind of hard to pick up. There we go. I guess it's nighttime. Should we just quickly sort of pass time until it's daytime? Seems like a good idea. In case you didn't know, there are bosses in this game, quite a lot of them actually, out in the open world that only spawn at nighttime. So if you find yourself like ill-prepared, which I absolutely am at the minute, very ill-prepared, I wouldn't go exploring at night because there are a lot of bosses. One right around here actually that spawns at night, can give you a hard time if you're not prepared for it. So we've just passed time at the Grace until morning, and it's daytime now, and it's all very safe. Well. So we're literally just going to stick to the road until we see a Grace on our right-hand side. And we're going to cut in, and we're going to grab this Grace. This Grace is going to be important very, very shortly, actually. So it's important you grab this one because I've got a little hint about this Grace to talk to you about shortly. This guy in here in the War Master's Shack, you can chat to him. His name is Bernahl. He's kind of a vendor at the minute. Oh, my faith holds firm. We're just gonna say I'm not sure about the two fingers, you know. I'm just not sure if it's all, you know, if it's all good. I'm not sure. I'm honest. So yeah, he appreciates our honesty. Okay. Knight Bernahl. Learn skills. So he sells Ashes of War. So if any of these sound fun to you, could be worth picking them up. One to point out. Let's have a look. Kick. I guess kick goes without saying. You know what a kick is. Endure, Warcry, Spinning Slash, Impaling Thrust. Quick Step is worth pointing out. quick step is basically gives you a much higher iframe dodge than a roll. Like a roll has like a certain number of invulnerability frames, and then like quick step has more. Also, it can really help you for getting through like poison areas, sludgy areas, areas that would inhibit your movement. If you have quick step, it can really help you through that. So that's a good Ash of War to keep an eye on. It's 800 runes, so we're not going to buy it at the minute, but we know where to buy it when we do want it. Stormblade, Paddy as well, Paddy. Buckler already has Paddy on it. An Ash of War no skill. This would be useful if you wanted to put it on a shield or a torch in your left hand, but still use the Ash of War in your right hand, which we may well do actually. Yeah, use a shield in this game. So we're probably gonna end up picking up one of those. But now you know where to get it. Bernahl is going to be an NPC we're going to meet later on in the playthrough, but that is where he is for just now, here at the War Master's shack. So. We're just going to continue on. We'll be back here later. Back onto the road, wherever that was. Here? Okay, ignore the howling wolves. As we continue east, we're going to go through a little camp here. I'm just going to run past everything. I don't know if we can chance our luck and grab this. Oh, I've ran into a dog. Nah. Nah. I'm not fighting any of y'all. I'm literally just passing through. Anything important, we'll be covering how to get it at a later date. This is kind of like still the intro. Still the intro. So we're not really tackling any like areas or bosses yet, really. So, as you can hear up there, there's an NPC up there, Alexander. Please allow me some patience. We'll come back to him. But yeah, we got the Grace next to him, so that when we do want to come back to him, we can just teleport straight there. Little smithing stone there. ×2. Let's go. Running straight past Pumpkinhead, running straight past this graveyard, run past everything. As long as we pick up some Graces on the way, it's not, you know, we owe this area nothing. We're just passing through. We're going to continue down the road. There's another Grace here, you can see. They're all pretty obvious. You will see the trails of Grace like flying towards them. So grab that. Boop. We're just gonna go straight through this little sort of waterlogged, like flooded village. There is a boss that you might engage. Yeah, there he is. We're gonna engage him, but we're just gonna run straight past him. He's not gonna follow us. So, yeah, Tibia Mariner. Yeah, we're just gonna keep running. Don't worry. We have Torrent. We can do anything. And just sticking to this road until we get to, until the ground turns red, the sky turns red, everything turns red. It's pretty spoopy. The only thing is, as soon as we cross over here into Caelid, and this church on the left, we are going to get invaded. So normally I would tell you to go to a church and like get the sacred tear and stuff from that. But what we're going to do is we're just going to stick like as far to the right as we possibly can. Just avoid that church and see if we can avoid the invasion. Just like so. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so there is a Grace in there, there is a tear in there, but you will get invaded by an NPC. It's up to you if you want to go and give it a try, but there's a Grace over here. That is much better, I think, for now. We'll come back. We're going to cover every single bit of this game at some point. Just for now, we're just passing through. I think if I say that one more time, I'm going to start annoying people, so, but you get the idea. You get the idea. Right, back on the road. Once again, you can see very clearly on the map that we've picked up. This part of Caelid shows up just from getting the eastern part of Limgrave, so we're fine. We don't need the Caelid map, but we will be going down to grab it down here eventually. Right, we're just going to avoid all these nerds. This is Caelid's where it starts to get a bit scary. We are not stopping to chat to these big T-Rex dog things. Let me just see if I can avoid them here. Yeah, things are a bit scary here, so sticking to the road, just like kind of to the right of the road. There's another Grace on the left there we're going to pick up. Yeah, we're doing good. This didn't take too long. Alright, there's our pin. You can see Fort Gale. Very good, very good. Can I just go straight through the Calum ruins? Alright, these things, we're not going to allow them a chance to run towards us and blow up. We're just going to run straight past them. Straight through the ruins. There should be another grace. It's on the left. There is another grace down here before we go to Fort Gale. Just over there. There it is. It's on the left, yeah. Just after this burning fence. Perfect. Okay, so... Alright, here we are on the map. Next to the telescope. Next to a finger reader crone, who we're ignoring for now. We're going to cut inland and go down to Fort Gale. There should be a grace down there as well. But yeah, it's a kind of a case of like, it's perilous, but it's worth it. Just gotta keep running, basically. Keep dashing with circle. And you won't use stamina as long as you're not in combat. But yeah, just heading towards the tower. Following the fence. We're actually not going inside, we're going around the back of it. So it'll be quick trip. We might die, but if we do, it's not ideal, but it's very quick just to grab what we need and get out. You should be able to get out alive. Just using our double jump, just running past everything. Round to the left, you've got this guy who is firing gravity magic arrows at you, but we're just going round the left of the building, running past everything. Back here there are flamethrower machine things, and in the middle of them, if we are really quick, we can grab flame grant me strength. Yeah, wow, that we were not getting out there. But we grabbed it, and that's what counts. We have the option to spawn a Stake of America if I want to quickly try and get my runes back. I think personally I'm going to call them lost. It's only 3k. We can get them. Like, you can always get more runes, but we can't get more time. So I'm going to go ahead and go last grace visited. We got the pyromancy we wanted. Once again, it requires 15 faith to use, but we got 16 faith already, so it's all good. If we just take a quick look at what was so worth dying for, it's this here. So incantation cast with a seal, of course. It raises physical and fire affinity attack power. So this is a buff, a body buff. There's different types of buffs. There's body buff and weapon buff. This is a body buff. It does only last for 30 seconds. Does not burn the caster. Yeah, so it doesn't hurt us, but it does enhance our physical and fire affinity attack power. So that's going to be just a straight up buff to our sword damage and to our pyromancy damage. Very powerful for a, you got it, melee pyromancer hybrid. So we're going to be using this spell pretty much all the way through the game. Definitely worth picking up. You don't have to pick it up right now, right at the start, but start as you mean to go on, right? The next thing on our list is, again, it's not like super like necessary, it's not important, but like we do have a talisman slot here that we're using, the axe talisman for charge attacks. Now, personally, I don't really use charge attacks with the Bloodhound Fang more. I tend to gravitate towards jump attacks with this sword, and also the Ash of War. So I don't see me using the charge attack very much, so I've been thinking of like early game talismans that we can get just to put something, just something better in that slot. So I may as well show you how to grab the Faith Talisman. I can't remember what it's called. 2 Fingers Talisman. In the last episode, we unlocked this grace here. The Laskyar Ruins. So if we go just east of the Laskyar Ruins, I believe it is this building here. It's one of these 3 like sort of buildings. It's definitely not that one. Yeah, it's either this one or this one. I'm going to say it's this one. And we can grab just a slightly better talisman. So this is going to give us 5 more faith. And our pyromancy spells scale with faith. So essentially it's like a damage buff. And also it can help if you started as a different class and you don't have 16 faith. Like I started as a prophet, so I do. But if you don't, you can grab this, get an extra 5 levels if you did want to use Flame Gravity Strength. So it's good to just know where this is. I think I was right. I think it is up here. Yeah, Purified Runes. You can see it is allowing me to summon a Spirit Ash. You can see that with the little, it's like a little graveyard, a gravestone thing. Where is it again? I'm a little bit disorientated. Let's just, let's just get out here for a sec. I was thinking about Spirit Ashes and I got, yeah, we'll talk about Spirit Ashes in greater detail for sure. So it should just be in here. Here we go. It's on this side. So we came in from that way and it's on the right. If we just... Torrent gets a bit stuck. Here, there we go. Jump off Torrent and open this door. That is not the X button, Rachel. It's this triangle button in this game. This chest in here has the two Fingers Heirloom. That's it. That's it. And also we have a Shabriri grape, which is worth picking up while we're here. We don't know what these do yet, but you will soon. Okay, so once again, yeah, it was over here, Purified Ruins. It's a little, like, cellar that you have to, like, either attack or I just roll into it to break it to get down into there. So that was the Two Fingers Heirloom, which we're going to go ahead and equip just instead of the Charge Talisman because we may as well get the 5 Faith. We've got 21 now, so it's going to make our Pyromancies do more damage. If you are actually not interested in Pyromancy at all, or if you find yourself like you're happy just using the Bloodhound Fang, I've got another alternative suggestion for something good to fill that Talisman slot with. Now this is something you can get at this stage, but it's not going to be easy. And if you hate jumping puzzles, I don't know if you can call it a puzzle. If you hate platforming, yeah. If you hate platforming, this one's not for you. But if you don't mind, there is another talisman we can get for physical damage negation. Now that is going to be good no matter what build that you are, because most enemies in this game do physical damage. So we can get this by going to the Bestial Sanctum and by jumping down very carefully to the chest that has the Dragoncrest shield talisman in it. So if you didn't catch my last episode and you don't know how to get to the Bestial Sanctum, I'll put a little thing in the cards above with the time code. I think I'm able to do that on YouTube. With the time code on how you can find this. But we're going to come out of the Bestial Sanctum. Ignore that big gargoyle boss, no thank you. Keep to the right. Do not drop down. We're going to stick just sort of like to the right of the building until we see a door. Right, here's the door. So from the door, we're going to head out just over the edge here. There should be like a big root sticking out. Careful, careful, careful. Yeah, see that route? So Torrent has a double jump, so you can sort of like double jump to sort of correct your trajectory while in the air, but this is a little bit tricky. So what we're gonna do, yeah, we're going down there. So you can fall, and if you sense that you're not gonna make it, you can always use Torrent's double jump while you're in midair to correct yourself. Right, we're just gonna take this super carefully. Land on this pillar here. Perfect! Oh, I remember that being harder. And then down here. Okay. Fall damage in this game is pretty generous, but yeah, you do that wrong, you're dead. Okay, so here's how we're going to get down. We just dropped down here off this route. We're going to count towers, right? So that's our first tower, just on our left there. We've got our second tower. Our third tower, we're going to descend. So we're going to jump carefully across to the other side. We did take some fall damage, it's okay. We'll just heal up. And then back over this side. And then down safely this way. Perfect. Alright, yeah, it's... Ooh. It gets a bit scary when you start taking a little bit of fall damage, because you know, like, oh, I was close to death there. So we're going to continue like that. Just jump down to the left. There's a bat there. It's doing nothing to hurt no one. And then to the right. Oh. Yeah, we took a bit of fall damage there. I sort of had to sort of correct that at the end there. But I hope that made sense. You sort of like jump on the little ledges just to make sure you're getting down a little bit softer. So we're just going to continue heading over here. We're going to pick up this over here. This is a dagger. It's pretty cool looking, but I've struggled to find a spot for daggers in this game other than just using as a quick step device. But yeah, we have access to quick step now. It's equipable. Cinqueta dia? But that's where you get that. Right, we do have a couple more bats just on our way to the edge here. Well done. This is the Dragoncrest shield talisman. If I just get over here, we can have a wee look at what this does. So this, like I said, it'll be good for any build. Boosts physical damage negation. So we can just pop that on and just have this, like, just more armor, basically. Gonna be really good for everything. So that's how you get that relatively safely. You might fall a couple times, but you'll get it. Right, the next totally optional but totally awesome thing I'm going to show you how to do is we're going to look at weapon buffing. So not all weapons can be buffed, that's very important, but we have the Bloodhound's Fang, so that can be buffed both by magic and by consumables. So we're going to go down the latter route just to start, because there's really, really like easy way to get this weapon buffed, put it that way. Weapon buffs, so consumables wise, you're going to look at grease. So at the minute I have, I've got the recipe for freezing grease. I don't remember picking that up. So it coats your armament with various different buffs. This one does frost. You need to craft it, or you can buy it. I suppose some vendors sell it, but we're going to look at craft it. We're going to be self-sufficient, self-sustaining. You need root resin, and you need various different flavors of different materials to make the different greases. So there's freezing grease, rock grease, poison grease, fire grease, magic grease, you get it. I'm going to show us how to get blood grease. So blood grease will increase the bleed effect from our weapon. Bleed is so powerful in this game. It's not even funny. It's so powerful. So having steady access to bleed grease and on a weapon that already does bleed, it's going to be really good, guys. It's going to be really good. So, first of all, we need the cookbook. We need the material because we don't know how to make it yet. So what we're going to do is we're going to teleport down to Fort Height, where we will pick up both the cookbook and the materials for how to make it. Here, if you didn't get this Site of Grace, once again, it's just down here at the bottom right of Limgrave. Okay, down here at Fort Height, this is not so much a dungeon. It does have a couple important things in it. So I think for now, it's not particularly hard, but what we're going to do is we're just going to get in, get what we need, and then leave. We're going to be just running past everything. We cannot use torrent inside, but we can out here. If you didn't pick up this golden seed, it's just here. You can pick that up here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to jump. Ah, nice. Around this pumpkin head. We have to dismount torrent to go inside quickly now because there's stuff throwing things at us. Up the stairs, through these barrels. Don't hang around those barrels because they will explode. Into this little room. It's got a rat in it. On the right, pick up the Nomadic Warriors Cookbook and get the hell out of here. Yeah, sorry, it's all a bit like, woo, we're in, we're out. And I'm leaving. Fantastic. Okay, cool. So once we're outside, we can get back on torrent. You obviously can't open up your map to teleport while you're in combat, so we're just going to run away. Here, now that we have this cookbook, we have the ability to craft blood grease as well as blood arrows. If you like using a bow, bows are great. Bow-only playthrough of this game was a great time. Where is it? Crafting. Here we go. Right. Blood grease. You can also make the drawstring blood grease, which is it lasts less time. But it's applied much faster. So the idea with the drawstring one is that it can be applied in combat much safer than the regular one. But I just prefer the regular one. I'll put it on before I go into a fight. You can always stock up on some drawstring. We also learned bloodbone arrow, which you can craft your own arrows, and bloodbone arrow fletch. So fletched arrows fly further. Basically, if you add feathers on the end of them, they fly further. Can be useful. Can be useful. But yeah, this is what we want. Blood grease. Okay, so for this we need root resin. I'll show you a really good place to farm this. And blood rose. So we're actually in one of the best places to farm blood rose. Funnily enough, the place where we got the cookbook is the place where we need to be for the materials. So what you want to do a little blood rose farming run, from the Grace, we're just going to go up to the right here. We're going to go like we did before, just in and around the... Oh, I didn't rest at the Grace. Haha! Into here, we've got one straight ahead, one blood rose there. If we go to the left, we've got another one there, and another one in here. And then we run out. Stick to the left. Around the side here, we're going down here. And there is another one if we jump back on torrent. Beep, 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 beep. They're berries. Here it is. Blood rose there. So I think there's 6 you can get in there, but that's those quick 4 to get. And all you do is you just like teleport back to the Grace, rest of the Grace, to respawn them. And you can do that run a few times to get 4 to 6. The wiki says 6, but my little run does 4. They're probably hidden, but it's quite difficult to like get in and get out fast. Anyway, you can do that, and that's the place you can farm them. Or a much better place to farm them is over in Liurnia. Now the only thing with this is it's over here in the Rose Church. You don't have a Grace nearby. I think the closest Grace is like here. You have to die. You have to die. So if you go to Rose Church, there's like 9 you can pick up there. And all you do is you just like, you pick them up and then you let the enemy inside the church kill you. And then you respawn at the Stake of Marika to just, you're at the church and you don't have to run from the Grace again. It's a really, really fast way to get lots of blood roses. But be aware, this method will kill us. So if you're fond of your runes and you don't want to risk losing them, don't do this. It goes without saying. So yeah, we'll head up there. I'm pretty sure my number 2 is where the other Grace is, but yeah, so once again, this is a blood rose farming sort of run. If you don't fancy like dying over and over again, or if you haven't been up to Liurnia or whatever reason, the Fort Height route will work just fine. It just takes a little bit longer. It's worth just unlocking Rose Church. We'll come back to Rose Church later, etc, etc. So yeah, here's the Grace just here on top of this like rubble. So we'll grab this. And of course we can like die and then like pick up our runes on the way back. Like that's no big deal. But sometimes you die again before picking them up. So I get it. I don't want to tell you guys like, hey, go over here, it's going to kill you. And then you'd be like, Rach, I had 69,000 runes. And I'll be like, well, mate, that's nice. I'm sorry. But yeah, in here, there's like loads of blood roses. There's a Stake of Marika, as you can see, under our portrait. So we do just run in here. We got 1, 2. Here comes the mob. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can't find the 9th one. What's this? Another cookbook. But yeah, then we just let this guy kill us. Really slowly. Yeah! I wanted to die. Yeah! Look how OP it is. Look how quick it builds. Okay, and then we revive at a Stake of Marika, which is right outside the church. We run in, grab our runes if we can, but no big deal if we can't. And all the roses again. Look at that! Look at that, it's so good! Such a good little farm. So we're gonna go from the left this time. Just pick up my runes. There we go. Do. All the roses. You can have all the grease or all the blood arrows that you could ever want right there. I'm done. I'm not doing another run. We don't need that many, but yeah, oh, that gave me a fright. Yeah, I'm done for now. We're leaving. And when we get out of combat, we can warp away. Still very interested in me, isn't he? Yeah, there we go. Right, okay, so we got the roses, and now the root resin is, I mentioned earlier, we're coming back to the War Master's Shack, because this is a really good place to farm for root resin, actually. It's really, really fast, so we've got a few that spawn right next to the Grace. If we go just from the Grace right, 1, 2, 3, and then back to the Grace, rest. Just gonna get rid of this. There we go. And then back up over there. 1, 2, 3. Sometimes they can drop. There we go. 2. They can drop up to 3 each. So just do a couple runs of this from the War Master's Shack. Depending on what time in the game you're coming here, if Bernahl's not here, there is a boss that spawns here, but I think you have to do at least some progression in the game. I don't think you can get this boss to spawn this early, so I wouldn't worry about it this early, but just be aware. if you're here later on in the game, there might be a boss in this shack. Right, there we go. We got like loads of root resin. So if you go to crafting, we can make 16, that's quite a lot, blood grease. You can only hold 10, so the other 6 are going to go into our storage. No big deal. But that's really good. Yeah, that's really, really good. And also, now you know of those 2 spots, 3 spots technically, if you want to get any more, or if you want to get some bleed arrows. There you go. You're welcome. That is our very quick, that actually ended up not being that quick, just final touches before we start going and pwn some noobs. In the next episode, we're going to be focusing on doing some little caves. We've got a few just here in Limgrave that are really, really good ones to start out with. Episodes are probably going to be quite short because I'm going to keep them to like 1 area each kind of thing. I hope that's not too annoying. It does mean that I can make them a bit faster though. We're going to be focusing on leveling up our jellyfish ash. Because we're going to be using this for Margit. The jellyfish is so good against Margit. It's actually silly. It really trivializes what is actually like quite a difficult boss. So, and we've got a really good weapon. We've got blood grace. We're going to be so prepared. We're going to just absolutely wreck him. It's going to be great. Okay, so to level up the ash, right? We're going to, actually, will we go with it? Will we talk about this now? Have we got time? We got time. I think we got time. Yeah, we got time. So to level up the ash, we need to do that at the round table using the NPC Roderica. So because we have traveled to Liurnia, she has traveled here, and that's the reason we got the jellyfish. We got the jellyfish from her. But because we've been doing so much running around, she is here. If she is not here, you either need to fight and kill Margit, or like I said, just like run around Stormvale Castle and rest at Liurnia, and that'll like push her to move here. So she has to be here. We're gonna talk to her, and basically we have to do like a back and forth between Roderica and Hugh. So she's looking for a purpose, yeah. So she starts repeating herself. We go through to Hugh, and it's like, will you look after her? I thought you were dead. I haven't seen you in like 15 minutes. So about Roderica. She's got a gift for spirit tuning, he says. So we'll go and tell her that. Like, hey, Hugh thinks you've really got something. You got some potential, lassie. Tell her what the blacksmith said. Yes, you have a gift. Please do, like, not skip everything. Because I feel guilty, even on my, like, 10th playthrough, skipping stuff. Because it's all so good. Right, so she's like, maybe Hugh can teach me. So you go back to Hugh and you be like, yeah, she wants you to teach her. She wants you to teach her. He refuses. No, don't refuse. Alright, we'll go back to her. I think it's up to her. It's not up to you. I think not. Okay, I'll ask Master Hugh to teach me. Yep, okay, so now I broke some chairs. She's gone. We rested at the table of grace there. She's gone. She's now round here with Hugh. She's got her own little mat set up. Yep, so she's now a spirit tuner. So you can bring your spirit ashes, I should say. Ashes of spirit, ashes of war. Here, and using glovewort, she can level them up. Which is definitely recommended doing, because at base level, they're not very strong. But once you start leveling them up, they are unstoppable. They are so good. Really big part of what makes this game so accessible for people that are maybe not so used to this type of game, like Fromsoftware games, like, is these spirit ashes. They are so good. But more importantly, they're so fun. There's so many different ones, and they're so fun to like figure out. Each one has a niche, and figure out how best to use them and level them up and stuff. Yeah, so we're going to be looking at leveling up the jellyfish, and to do that we need gloveworts. In the next episode I will show you where to find them. Thank you very much for watching. Remember to subscribe if you want to catch the next episode, and leave a like, because that means that Torrent gets head pats. So I'll see you next time. Take care, Torrent. Take care, Torrent. Take care, Tarnished. Bye. Bye.